Good morning, Mr. Roy. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Good morning. And I won't treat that as a racist comment. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
How could you treat that as a racist comment?
I know. I look the part sometimes.
No, Trump is an office.
I'll just give it a hard time.
I know you're not Hispanic, so we're not even going there.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, Monty. We're having a good time. We're as Monty knows me a long time. He knows we're just pulling each other's legs. We've got a new strategy today. Welcome everybody. Got a good week.
Yeah, we'll go over here. Yeah, we'll go over here in a minute. I do want to say that the S&P Services PMI came out. Final was 50.8. Forecast is 51.2. Previous 51.4. So a little down in PMI on the Services PMI. We do have more PMI data coming out at 9 o'clock, so we are not trading. Roy did mention we do have we say it's a new strategy. It's a enhancement on an old strategy. How about that? So we're looking for to get a trade. A lot of times you've seen us, we get caught in the chop, and this is to avoid the chop pretty much. So we'll trade off these EMAs. You can take a short here, blah blah, and then it might pop back up. It might come down. You don't know. You're just guessing. You're hoping it does that. What we're looking for now is, see this low here? I haven't broke it yet. So we're looking for it to make a lower low. So if it breaks that 56.25 arrow and holds, not just breaks it and does its thing, we would look to go short on that break on a retest back down. And then we had this level here. And this is why we don't just jump in without a candle close. We had this 56.69.75 level. Well, look, it broke it, but it never closed below it. Then it just dropped down. So now the next one we're watching for is at 71. If it breaks 71, then we'll look to go long. You can do this. You can take everything else off your chart pretty much if you want to have a clean chart. I did draw a bunch of levels, a bunch of zones over the weekend, redid everything. I told Roy, especially some of you newer folks, when I scroll out, you're going to say, holy shit. But I know what everything on here means. So you got different colors for different things. You got these red levels. The reason they're red, they're warning levels. These are hard levels. These blue levels are, hey, just pay attention to them levels. And then we did have a big move over time. If you look at this big move up, right? So we drew a fib levels. You can see we would look around 5,600 to go long on fibs. We're trying to give ourselves an advantage. And here's the deal. Don't put all the stuff that I have on my chart in your chart, because I know what everything means and I can trade around it. If you are newer and you see all this stuff, it's just going to confuse you. So just keep the level simpler. I like to have a lot of stuff on here when I'm looking at this, like as far as that goes. So I have everything. You can see that our updated strategy, we still haven't got a breakout either way. So we're just chilling. And we do have data coming up in 10 minutes. So that is another reason why we're just chilling. So this should, I say should, no strategy is foolproof, right? But what this should do is it should eliminate a lot of the bullshit you get with it. So it should take some of the risk out. It'll never take all the risk out, because anything, especially the way news is today, anything can be tweeted or said any minute and it just wrecks whatever you're thinking. So always keep that in the back of your mind. Like I told Roy, the one reason I do really like this, so let's say if it breaks out here at 71 level. Well, we've got a built-in stop already at the bottom of this candle. We don't have to think about where our stop should go, any of that stuff, because if it comes back and it retraces this whole candle, well, guess what? The strategy didn't work there. So You could do it there. You could actually do it if you break out. You could do it at the low. That gives you more risk, but you can get more reward out of it. So, just a different way to look at things to kind of go with momentum. That's the main thing we're looking for. The worst thing you can do is get into a trade, and let's say you got momentum going down, and it's made a lower low, and you go long because you're, hey, this is a level, and then it breaks that lower low. Well, guess what? That trend is now swapped, reversed down to a bear trend. So it just kind of helps identify the trend, helps give you really good entries. It should be, and it should just eliminate a lot of the fluff. So thank you, Michael. And hey, Howie's back.
Oh, Howie's back. Look at this guy.
The prodigal son has returned.
We all live vicariously through Howie.
I love that. Hitting the road again, seeing what happened. Hopped on to say hi and see what you geniuses are up to. Thank you, Howie.
Thanks, Howie. Yeah, so you just got a good dissertation of what we're up to. Monty, we'll be, as we do, we're transparent. We didn't have a good Friday. We didn't have a terrible Friday. I mean, I had a bad Friday, but trading-wise, we didn't have a positive one. So what did that do? Monty went back in the lab, redrew some levels, redrew some charts, refreshed, come back stronger on Monday, and here we are.
Yeah, one thing, and Roy will attest to this, if I have a bad day, or not even a bad, let's start about the week. We have a bad week or just a mediocre week. I try to figure out reasons why we had the week we had. So I'll go back and look at my trades and see what I did and see what I missed. And while I was doing that, I noticed this trend had formed. And when I went back and look, here's the break. Oh, it's so close to data. And it hadn't got to close yet. But I go back and see what I did wrong. Then I noticed this trend. I told Roy, I went back probably over the last 2 months. And I'm going to say at least 99% of the time, if not 100% of the time, this thing worked out. Now, no strategy's foolproof. You're going to have problems. You're going to have issues where you get stopped out, you do whatever. And that's where your risk management comes in. And with the built-in risk management, you got to love it. So now you see our bottom to break is going to be the bottom of that zone, which is holding like a champ, by the way.
Holding like, yeah, these wicks, man.
If you didn't know, let's see if we can go back and look at it over there. I don't know if it's going to get that far back. I need to move my stuff. That is the 32.8 fib level. So one thing we've always learned about those levels is if it holds on that one, then it's typically a stronger trend. So if this does not break, you would expect it to at least trend back up to here for the day. If it does break, then we got the golden zone down here, and then we got levels to play it off of too. So much stuff going on.
General market tide has a bearish look to it. SPY tide is just confusing.
There's SPY tide. That's what he's talking about, SPY tide being confusing. The volume is green, but your premiums are just not doing what you would think it would be doing with the volume. Holdings is just not pretty. And then general market tide is just, once again, not pretty. So we do not like it when everything does not go together. It kind of throws us off on some of our thought process. But guess what? We just eliminated that by this strategy.
Yep.
And like I said, this is not a new strategy. This is just an enhancement on the strategy we've already been using. I don't want to have a ton of strategies we're using. You need to really have one solid strategy. But I also think with that one solid strategy, you can always be refining that strategy. So that's what we've done here. We refine the strategy. So if you're not learning, you're going backwards. And if you're going backwards, well, you're losing money. So these markets are ever changing. So you always want to adapt to what's happening. And that's what we try to do. S&P Global Chief Business Economist Williamson has said, while tariff announcements mean manufacturing dominates the news, a worrying backstory is developing in the vastly larger services economy, where businesses' activity and hiring have come closer to stalling in April amid plunging business considerations. So one thing that you notice when all the tariff stuff has been announced, services has always been kind of immune to the tariffs, right? Because most of your servicing stuff did not have any tariffs on it with you if you were outsourcing any of it or doing this, that, or other. Him saying that is very interesting. So I don't know I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what's holding this damn market up, to be honest with you. It defies all logic compared to everything that you hear, everything that you see. Roy, am I wrong on that? You agree with that?
Yeah, I mean it's because you're not getting stimulation in the market with Fed printing. You may have some buying of the securities, treasury, in the treasuries market, but yeah, well, what I keep reading, and take this with a grain of salt, but is basically big money is on the sidelines. Retail investors are buying.
I just don't buy that. I don't buy retail investors to hold the market up. I don't think retail investors are strong enough to hold this market up.
That's what I kind of feel. Like I feel now, does that mean like maybe big money? I don't know, right? Because essentially, big money is somewhat retail money as well, right? So they have a portfolio that a certain percentage is skewed to more aggressive type deal. So is that what they considered retail money getting poured into it?
You said that. I actually looked into that because I'm with you. I didn't agree with it, so I started digging into it. No, they think that people like me, you, and Joe Blow are holding this market up, is what they're
right. So the private investor,
which tells me that this is one big ass trap. But you cannot be biased coming in the market. So we've seen that this thing has rallied. I mean, what did we hit 4,800 3 weeks ago or whatever it was, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I mean, look where we're rallied to now. It's 800 points over that time. So, I mean, you've got to follow what it's telling you. There's the break to the upside. Let's see if we get the hold and close this time. If we do, we will look for a long. Oh, we've got about 2 minutes to data too. So that's great. One thing I realized, now this is probably 90% of the time. It's not 100% of the time. When you do get this break, about 90% of the time we do get a retest. So if it breaks before data, don't freak. Don't chase. You should get some kind of pullback. Now, it might not be a pullback all the way to where you want it to be, but if we get this close, I'm going to draw. You'll see a white line on my chart. The white line is going to be that high right there, but it's got to get the break. So,
Anchored View app keeps getting eliminated.
Yeah, what is up with that?
I don't like that.
And now I don't want to be purple. I want to be white again.
SPY tide volume's increasing. I'll just flip over to that real quick. We can see it. You SPY tide volume increasing. See the premiums increasing. So we got data in 1 minute. If you're in a position, know your data 1 minute.
And also our goal is we're going to keep doing this on Twitter until we get 100 bots in here. That's what I want, 100 bots.
100 bots. Make it happen, bots. Russia.
Hey, if you are real, please like and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
If you are a bot, subscribe to our channel. We'll take whatever we get. We know you can't hurt us. We'll just ignore your stupid crypto wallets you're trying to get me to help you with.
Oh, boy. Yeah, it's starting to percolate again. The old meme coin is starting to get some energy.
Oh, this thing, is it going to give us the close or not? What the hell?
10 seconds to data.
And look, guys, this is the reason why drawing quality good levels is good. Look, oh, here we go.
Whoa.
Data. ISM services PMI came at 51.6. Forecast was 50.2. Price 50.8. New orders 52.3. New orders went up. Prices paid. This is the first time we've seen this. 65.1 compared to forecast of 61.4.
Oh,
The prices paid actually went up. Employment services employment actual went up 49%, 47 to 47%. So you've really got some mixed data in here.
mm-hmm.
The Bulls like it.
Bulls like it.
You had some iceberg orders popping to the upside. So now what we want to see.
Call premiums just went.
Look.
Call premiums shooting up on Tide, and volume just went green on Market Tide.
Yeah, CVD just popped 1,500 points too, by the way. So remember, let's not chase. Let's wait for a pullback. We got plenty of time. Got plenty of time. We're good. No rush. No hurries. We're all living the dream.
I used to work with 2 Australians, and they're saying, "No wakas, mate. No wakas."
Look, you got another level you can look at that breaks. If it holds above here as a test to come back to that level there. This is why you got to love this strategy. You have built-in levels where you can look for pullbacks to get in at. So
yeah, definitely meat sticking on all. I'm going to flip over to Tide. You guys can see that's your SPY Tide. See that volume shoot up. Premiums now approaching the 0 line. Everything's been below the 0 line. We go to general market Tide. Same story. Let that volume shoot up. So keeping an eye on it, but we are still below the 0 line. So.
Well, one thing you've got to keep in mind, the back of your mind, every day until Wednesday is that this is FOMC week. So
yeah,
you could see a lot of shenanigans between now and then.
Your volume could be lower on everything. Probably will be lower on everything.
You could see shorts covering. You could see profit takers. You could see a lot going on. So don't rush to the conclusion that we're going to do something or the other. If volume is lower, that does tend to benefit the bulls because they will push it up. This level down here, you can see where it held. Then look since then. Look at these wicks off the bottom. All these lower wicks pretty much since then, which tells you they're trying to push it down. There's nobody. They're not going to let it push down. So if this ever does break, it should tumble pretty good. If. That's a big if. We're looking for anything that can give us an advantage. This damn thing, if it closes above this, we're probably going to take a long off its own, but it's got to get that close. I hate these damn candles sometimes. You piece of junk.
Next big thing to look out for is Bessent is talking at the top of the hour.
Look at that damn 2-minute candle. You got a piece of shit.
Those prices scare me a bit because the prices are a little nerve-wracking because you got the man talking on Wednesday, and he's probably not happy to see those prices go up.
Yeah, but you see the thing that I think the biggest bullish point here that you can see is the employment. Employment data has just been strong. They keep predicting it's we're going to stall. We hadn't damn stalled yet on employment. So whenever that happens, then Lord, look out, because the employment experts on Twitter will go crazy. And trust me, they are there.
Look at this wick.
This candle is not a good looking candle, so CVD has come back a lot. So it looks like we're not going to get along. Did we just get that pop just to come back and chop some more?
Well, for the sake of entertainment value, I hope not, but it does look that way.
Well, the sake for entertainment value, if it does chop, you'll hear me preach a lot more. How about that?
Okay. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Not to pretty. This is why you wait for candles to close. Lord
Popped
have
right off.
mercy.
Popped right off anchored VWAP to start. But we'll see if that holds. That's a lot of momentum lost.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know if you look at the 10-minute, your 10-minute chart is just telling you absolutely nothing. We do have a
There's your 10-minute. Oh, I lost you. 10-minute chart. Yeah.
That's ugly. That is not pretty. That is not. I mean, that's the last hour and a half, at least hour. Has just been. This is why you wait for candle close.
Look at that pop off anchored VWAP though. This is anchored VWAP from Friday. Let me delete that.
I got my anchor view up. It's still there. It should be pop right off of.
Mag 7, Apple went under 200. It's down 2.7%. Nvidia down almost a little over 0.5%. Microsoft's flat. That's been the big winner lately. Slightly green. Google's slightly green. Amazon's down almost 2%. Meta down, green. That's been the big winner. Tesla down 2.3%. So just kind of not getting a lot. I mean, Coin's down. Coin has earnings this week, by the way, if you're into that. Nike's down 2%.
You got the darling this afternoon.
Who's that?
Palantir.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Can you believe it's been 3 months since your Palantir trade? Can you believe that?
It got right back up there again, too. It's the thing. I should have bought it. I mean, Palantir might be one of those you just buy the damn dip on.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be interested. They are positioned themselves nicely for this, defense spending.
If they only showed a profit, they would be so much better.
Yeah, space rocket.
Who needs a profit, right? Who needs a
space? Profit? You could do space missiles. I mean, you could get up there.
Do they really? I mean, let's think about this. What do they actually do? I want to see something they do that's actually proven that they've done. Finding that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to do.
They keep getting the contracts.
I know, but is this like when Walgreens kept giving a check to contracts? He wasn't doing anything, but they were a big ass contract and kept doubling down on it. Even sent somebody to go look at all the stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you can't see it." Like, oh, you know what? We still believe you.
Hey guys, you guys have noticed we have not taken a trade because there really hasn't been a setup to take. It's been pretty violent here, so
you could have scalped along there. But I'm gonna tell you, anything you're doing right now, and this is not if you are trading around these EMAs, I'm not talking bad about you. I'm just saying scalp and get your money because it's a chop fest right
now. Yeah, I mean, there are
people in here. Well, hold on. We got 7 people and 51 bots. Welcome. If I can speak their language, subscribe.
It is showing resiliency though around that anchored VWAP. Now it's broken VWAP. Do you feel comfortable on a retest for a long? Was that the retest?
That could have been the retest. I don't think that was the retest, but I could be wrong. I think there's going to be multiple chances to get into a trade here, so I am not going to concern myself with it yet. U.S. dollar like the PMI data.
Okay. Good data.
That is good to hear. You always want the U.S. dollar to do good. If you don't want the U.S. dollar to do good, what you doing here? We're using the U.S. dollar to make money. Howie keeps watching the dollar to peso so he can know how many tacos to buy. Howie might have already. No doubt. That was actually really good at the time he did that.
That was great.
So we're going to try along in our take profit trader in this test account. This is not a pro account. This is a test account. We're trying to build these back up. We'll put our stop will be, we'll give it a little room. So, well, I say that down to that bottom, that candle there. So if it breaks 62.50, we'll get out of it. And if it does not, we'll look for it to hit. Hell, I don't know. We only got 5 MES. What was the top of that candle? 82. Okay, that's about perfect. We'll go a little above that. So we'll see what happens. Just want to take in everything, but XFAs, it's gonna be the exact play we want to get. This one, I mean, we never got the close above. I mean, we actually got the close above this final one here, so we can say that we got the retest, and you can look. It retested a couple times, and we're now $100 up in take profit trader. I wish I would have taken that in the pro account, but we'd already taken the profit there and been happy with that $100. Being that this is not, we're going to wait and see. I do want to give a plug. We have a guy that's I've followed since he's been on Top Step, Rips, Market Rip. He's got a YouTube channel. I'm not trying to get anybody to go leave our YouTube channel, go to his YouTube channel. Rips has always been, they've said that, hey, you only show your winners, losers. Well, Rips lost over $100,000 on Friday and showed all of it. I applaud that. Anybody that would get on there and show your losses like that, you are a man in my book. So I just want to give a shout out to somebody that is actually a quote unquote furu who actually shows his losses, showed them, and then he had fun with everybody afterwards. Like, oh, I'm giving up trading. Because everybody kept calling me, you're an idiot. Like, yep, I'm done. Giving it up. No need to me trade ever again. It's not like I ever made money. All the good stuff. So I thought that was really funny that not only did he own his losses, but then he made jokes with everybody about him afterwards. So
yeah,
I appreciate that. Of course, if you look, he was up like over $500,000 before that. So I think he's all good. He had been taking payouts. So he did blow 20 accounts on the prop firm that should be remain nameless. They have got more rules out now to fuck the trader, so you know.
Yeah.
Another reason to stay away from them. And they did a scaling plan, right? I don't know if I showed you what they did.
Mm-hmm.
But not only have they done a scaling plan, it's you have to keep up with your own scaling. So if you go to like on Top Step, they have a scaling plan, their XFA. I don't like scaling plans, but I understand the reason why they have it there, right? Yeah. You can take two ES or 20 MES on Top Step X right now, but you can't take 3. It won't let you take 3. The other firm, to remain nameless, said, you know what? We're not going to put a hard lock on. That's up to you to decide. And we're not going to tell you broke this rule till you go to request a payout.
Right.
That's your first day. And then you mess up on your first day. You don't mess up any other days after that, but you mess up on the first day. When you go to request your payout, they are resetting your account back to the very beginning. All the wins after that does not count anymore because of that one day. And you have to trade 8 days to request a payout.
Yeah, that's oof.
That is sorry in my book. From my understanding, take profit trader, I've never went over their scaling plan. To my understanding, you can, in certain platforms, you can go over, and immediately that you went over and that your account you lost. But now there you lose your account if you do it. So don't do it. And look, I get it. And there's not a scaling plan. There's just overall. You can go 3 or 30, right?
Right.
That's the bottom line. If you go 4 or 40, well, you broke it and you lost your account.
Yeah.
It's not an actual scaling plan. But I can more see that than the sneaky one that, you know what, I want you to keep trading and make a lot of money so I can take it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's that's just not right, to be honest. I mean, this is an emotional game. People can make emotional mistakes. You get punished in the market for doing that. You get punished, but you shouldn't. That is a firm that is not looking after you, but looking against you, right? They're trying to do
Absolutely.
things to work against you, and
Absolutely.
trading is hard enough, and to have the firm that you use kind of not there to have your back a bit, that's
You are preaching to the choir on that one, brother. You know how I feel about them. And look, I defended these. So at first, they didn't have the crazy rules. Then they started the hey, you need to video yourself trading. And it wasn't just screen share your video. You actually had to have two cameras set up. You had to have one camera that was catching you actually push the buttons, and then you had to have another camera that was actually catching your trades and stuff on the screen, which they made me do that. I did that. And it just so happened the 2 days I had to do it, I took two trades, and they were two really big trades that made really good money. And like, see, my shit works. Wow. And I had a rant afterwards, like, I don't appreciate this, blah, blah, blah. Y'all have
right.
tried. One thing, I'll go to Apex. One thing that they did, and maybe I should have done it, and I might still be trading Apex if this would have happened. I got multiple requests from them they wanted me to be interviewed on Bazinga Trader, their daytime thing where they have a slide on Bazinga Trader where they talk about futures and all that. And I was actually asked multiple times to be interviewed on that, and to trade live on that, do all that. And I didn't want to do it because that's when I was also getting really big into Top Step, and I didn't want to go on there and kind of ruin a relationship. Didn't want to burn any bridges, so I politely declined. Like, hey, it's nothing against you. I just don't want to be interviewed. I don't like, I don't want to feel the pressure of that. It's enough pressure on its own. Blah blah blah. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe they wouldn't ever. So just so y'all know, I was actually banned from them because not for breaking rules. I was not banned for breaking rules. I was not banned for talking shit about them. Actually gave them very good reviews. You can ask Roy.
Mm-hmm.
Even when the shit started hitting the fan, I was like, hey, they've paid me every time. I can't say anything bad about them. Until the last time they paid me and said, you know what, you can no longer trade with us because you make too much money. And of course, I got the email a few times, hey, we're looking to put you to live. And they never would put me to live. Mm-hmm. There's a reason they don't put you to live, right? Because, they don't want to. That's what it breaks down to. They don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't get that, which tells me then they don't have the capital that they act like they have to put people alive, right, which is scary the shit out of you if you're using them as a prop firm.
Right.
That's the one thing I do. I like about Top Step. I like about Take Profit Trader, and that's kind of why I think you can go with those two. I have not traded on Tradeify, but Tradeify seems to be one of the ones that move people alive. If you see people that are actually moving people to real live accounts, you can verify they're moving real live accounts. That means they have capital. They don't have to just depend on these evaluation failures or these people to blow accounts to keep making money, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a positive sign. If you can find, that's why, like I said, why we're trading these two. These are two positive firms, in my opinion, because they move people to live. It's proven. They move a lot of people alive. You got to have a lot of capital to move the people alive. They move live, mm-hmm. which means they're not just blowing through. It means they have money in hand, which means they're also making money off traders that are live. So in the prop firm industry, that's what I suggest you find. You find somebody that's got proven to go live. I saw a guy that took out $1.2 million from the other firm. $1.2 million. They have been moving him to live for the last 3 months, and he still does not have his live account. Mm. What does that tell you? If you make $1.2 million in a month time, they don't move you live, that tells you all you need to know.
Yep.
They're making all their money off all you guys with these stupid ass 90% off deals. And you look back just looking back, that's the one I started with. That's the first one I ever had. Looking back, you're like, what a scam these fuckers were the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, you should have seen the 90% off sale should have been the big red flag. Now, you want to make, and look, I had them for over $250,000 last year, and they finally cut me off. So I've got actually 1099s to back that up and prove it. So I'm not just talking out my ass. Oh, do we like it here now? I'm still holding this long over here on Take Profit Trader, by the way. Ooh, that might have been our spot, Roy. I want to rant over here. We're going to give it a try. Oh, I didn't really want to go 5, but I'm going to go 3 again. But you know what? Did not feel. Right, came right down to it. There we go.
Well, looking left a little, you're kind of at a bit of a resistance spot from Friday or no Thursday. Doesn't mean
you got a couple spots. You got that 80-25 area there, and then you got that right below that 83-25 area there, which we hadn't quite got to the 83-25. You can see we've been struggling right there at that 80-25 area. And it might take me out here, and if it does, it does. I don't
Tide has got kind of a mixed view again. I don't know if you can really rely on Tide. I mean, Tide is suggesting maybe.
I'm not really paying attention to Tide. I'm looking at a couple things. So a couple things. One thing that worries me is they've pushed this up a couple of times, haven't been able to break it out. If they can break this out, we should probably go up here. So I'll move that up. If we can get this break. You can see they try to push it up. They push it down every time. What we got to figure out is this the sellers actually pushing it down, or is this the dip buyers trying to push it down to make sure where they have support at before they run it back up? We've gotten mixed signals both ways. And I did kind of honestly should have waited till here to take the trade. I jumped the gun a little bit. So I kind of messed up the strategy already, but it still could play out. We're going to take it over here too. I don't really want to get 3. This one don't need 300. We took 3 instead of 5. And then we'll go back to this one. We're going to do this one. We're going to change this up a little. 80-50. Put it right above there. Let's see if we can scale out if it does go back up. I'm not liking the trade so far, but we do have some support right here that could hold it up and bounce back up. Yeah, Tide. Don't even pay attention to Tide right now, Roy. It's just it's the SPY Tide is a spaghetti mess. The holding is bearish as shit.
Yeah.
The SPY Tide is fixing. If the volume would cooperate, it would be bearish, but the volume's not cooperating. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. I don't like to swap out.
Spike in premiums. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a spike in put premiums. Yeah. Your volume is holding. If the volume can turn back up, this trade could work out. You don't know.
If you can create a wick here off the 10-minute chart, just kind of right at the top of a zone I had drawn, and you're cooking with gas.
Yeah, that would show that the buyer stepped back in there, that they found what they were looking for at that spot. I mean, you could have some big institution watching our stream trying to take our fate. That is a joke, by the way. And it's a joke. Roy got it. I don't know if everybody else gets it or not. We was talking about that 80, around that 80 level up there where it's kind of struggling a little bit. You had some orders there. They've actually pushed them up to 85. I like that. I would like them to push it up to about, let's say 95 to 5,700. If that happens, then it would go get us. Right now, it is just playing with our emotions.
Wick is forming.
Don't put that jinx on me, Ricky Bobby. One, we're looking like, I want y'all to see a good trade. I'll swap over here. Look at that, son of a bitch.
All right. Yeah.
I can show you the good and the bad. One, I had really good entry. One, I had bad entry. Premiums just tanked big time on SPY. These seem to be lagging a little this morning, which Roy knows when that lags some, it is useless to us.
Yep. What's CBD?
We like to see CBD is plus 3,000. It is actually gaining pretty decent. It's gained about 1,000 points so far, if not a little more. 33. I need this image to break 5,000 and rip, and that would take us out, and we would have a fantastic day, boys and girls.
But premiums continue to drop on SPY.
Volume's going up, so it's kind of working together.
Look at that. You can see that on this just straight down.
Yeah. That would just go up. All right, I took some profit. So we are $300 up and take profit trader. We've got one more sale. Our last sale is around 85. I need these orders on Bookmap to break 85. They're just sitting there right now. That's 350 of them. They're popping in and out. All algos, by the way, just so you know. Just so you know. I mean, do I go and just take $300 here? I've got to. So here's one of my problems with Take Profit Trader. And it's not their problem, it's my problem. So you have to they have a consistency rule on your test account. So you have 1,500 as your profit you got to make. You cannot make more than 750 in a day. If you do, that just prolongs your days out. Your biggest day cannot be more than 50% of your total profits. 300 a day, you got to trade at least 5 days. My math, 300 a day times 5 is 1,500. I like to flip the last couple of days if possible. So my goal first day is to make about $600, and then to do $400 or $500 again, $400 or $500 again. Then guess what? You're over your target. Then you got a couple of days. All you got to do is just flip a contract. Mm-hmm. I love to do that. That's the best feeling in the world when you got to, look, your shit's already paid for. You do I don't like this candle at all. This is ugly now. We have swapped to ugliness, and I don't get it. It does not make sense. CBD is actually going up. It's 3,500. I do not know, boys and girls. I do not know. SPY, look at SPY, Tide. Do we see a pop somewhere here because it's a lagging indicator today, it looks like, or is it all fixing to catch up?
30 seconds left on this 10-minute candle. We need a push here to avoid a candle by candle. And look at the push here. We're getting to avoid the candle by candle. 20 seconds left. Push up. Push up.
It's not going to give you the candle by candle the downside. I can tell by it's got to drop. The bottom's got to drop out like now. It didn't. So That is actually a good sign here for the longs, even though in that candle it looks so ugly and then looks so decent and then looks so ugly and then looks decent again now. So it can't get the breakout is the deal about it. It's just not breaking out. CVD is plus 3,300. It came back just a hair. I was going to say something different. I caught myself.
Yeah.
Knows what I was going to say.
So the market itself is up 9 straight days. So
Yes,
it is red today. So it doesn't mean it can't go up from here, but
we're 0.5% though, and this thing could.
Yeah.
And look, we've got to see some sort of pullback at some point. Like you said, it's red today, but
yeah,
drop down and this just consolidating. You have this whole zone here, which is what it's trying to hold now. It's trying to break out of this one. You can still see we got this. So if it breaks above here, then we should see that top up there. Should.
Your lagger here that's dragging it down really is Apple. So, well, Apple just had a pop. So Jinx continues. We'll look at Apple.
New iPhone free. We'll make lots of money.
So you see this right out the open, just death. Then a big red candle here. As the market was going up, Apple was going down. So you need Apple to recover. And then it pushed its way up higher.
So there's a reason when we talk about the Mag 7, there's a reason there is a Mag 7. You got those big boys. You got to pay attention to United Healthcare in that group. It's a big holder in the SPY. So you're looking for your bigger holders, right? So if you ever look at my charts, which let me show you maybe not. I'm not fighting that battle. Later. You look at my watch, my list over here, watch list I got over here. I've got ESNQ, IWM, SPY, VIX, all right there in it. I got the Mag 7, plus I have United Healthcare there with it. United Healthcare is a big-time player in this. Microsoft is the biggest player, unless they change that. Microsoft was the biggest player in there. I'm not sure if it still is or not. It has been. Apple is right up there. You're looking at 5 to 7% of the whole total weight on it, right? So
yeah,
you think at 5 to 7%, that's not a lot. Well, that is a lot because a lot of companies follow those. Roy called it. Apple's down, Nvidia's down, Microsoft's, we'll call them flat down. Amazon's down a little, Tesla's down. You got United Healthcare's up, so it's looking strong. It's kind of running with the Googles and Metas of the world. So you got pretty much the top 10 holdings. You got probably half that is green and half that is red. Well, guess what we're seeing? We're seeing chop. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You're getting a pop here. Don't like this. You're getting a pop here on put premiums. Volume's not really doing a ton with it, which is kind of interesting. So I didn't like that move down. I tried to add 5 more over here on a take profit trader. Let's see if it'll get down and hit it. Okay. And one reason we added that so we can get out of this trade quicker. Mm-hmm. We're going to move our stuff around where we're not trying to get the full move anymore. I just need a little piece of the move, a little piece of the pie. If we can get this, let's say 76. If it pops back up to 76, then that would take out half of my old trade, and that would leave me with 5. And I probably would go on and cut it at that point, to be honest with you, if it pops back up there. But it is struggling down here at these EMAs. Oh, it's going to take me out right below that. That's okay. I don't like it because I think it still got moved to the upside, and I could be wrong because these candles are nasty so far.
Yeah, your call premium dropping Put premium
Yeah.
Verizon on SPY. You need this candle to show some heart.
We're still in this trade, so we've got lots and lots and lots of room on this trade, which we're not going to give it that much room. We're not risking that much. We only got 3 of these, so this is either a feast or famine trade here. I like the feast. I don't want a famine. Irritated Roy again Friday. One thing I'm able to do, I set a trade and I can just walk away from it, leave my stops and everything where it is. And I think that might drive Roy the most crazy out of anything.
Yeah. I mean, you might as well just put a bot on a poker table and just.
Well, look, here's the deal. The trade is going to either work or not work. Doesn't matter if I'm sitting here or if I'm outside.
No, you're right. I mean, it's just
sometimes I like to be surprised when I walked in. Sometimes you walk in, you're like, hey, it hit profit. Sometimes you walk in like, oh, it missed my profit by a tick, hit my stop. You never know.
Well, I'm here. I mean, the mystery side of trading. This candle is not. It's battling. It's battling. I needed to push.
Well, I got to delete that damn red line there. Not only is that the red line is that one of my plays, but that is also my entry. And we talked about this. When your entry turns into resistance, that is never a good thing.
Yeah.
Come on, go to 76 for Daddy. Yeah, better yet, go to 80. 80 would clear up. I would be out of everything at 80, just so you know. And we would have a fantastic day. On take profit trade on one account anyway. We're still a couple $100 up. We're just kind of chopping around this 200 area. I don't like $200. I've been up 300 a couple times, and it's come back a little. Anybody knows me knows I do not like not hitting my profit target. I love my profit target. I should have damn re-entered on the other trade over there where it stopped me out at, but you know. All right, there's come on. There's half of it gone. There's $400 up. We just need a little more. Hit 79.25. We're completely out of this. I don't even need that much. Let's do. That would get us $500 in a day. If it shows weakness, if it looks like it's gonna come back, I will just. I got my finger on the exit all button over here. We're going to actually move this. We're going to take $400. There's $417.50 on that account. Could have got more. I don't need more. If that would have been a real account, I probably would have trailed it up instead of just taking profits there. But you know, this really pisses me off because my stop was right there. That other trade would have been back green again. We could at least cut it for a profit here at this point.
Tell you, I had my eye on Tide, and it just was not giving me much. And then, boomstick.
Yeah. I avoided Tide on that one. I think it was lagging a slight little bit, even on. I mean, you look now, you son of a bitch, you.
India offers 0 for 0 tariffs on auto parts and steel from the U.S.
Okay. Occidental Petroleum CEO says, I believe the Trump administration will remove obstacles for the U.S. and oil and gas industry. That is, everybody that drives a vehicle should like to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Warren Buffett's return tally after 60 years, 5,502,284%. That's a pretty good damn win rate there, if I say so.
Best
anybody doesn't know, Buffett's retiring I do not know why people are freaking out about that. The cat is 94 years old.
He's 94. Yeah.
Like, no offense to him, it's been time to retire, bro.
Yeah. And they've had his successor for like a decade all lined up. So it's not.
Well, how is his successor now? 80?
I think he's in his 70s, 60s,
Of
or
course.
70s. It's like the Pope, right? They just do the 70s people.
Don't even get me started on that. Are they going to rename this guy? His name going to be Warren Buffett II?
Oh, Ackman. Ackman's back to his ways. Ackman says next step on tariff should be a 180-day pause.
I just don't. I can't deal with him a lot. I mean, look, there's no offense to him. He's a smart guy, obviously, because he's made a lot of money, but he goes back and forth so damn much. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu, we decided on an intense operation in Gaza. That does not sound like peace talks.
Oh, Netanyahu is, he's going to keep that thing going.
Look, Netanyahu's been, how long has he? I mean, he's been there ever since I can remember, right?
Yeah.
He is. I don't know what word I can what I can use to describe him without being offensive. So, and look, I respect Netanyahu. Anybody that's got the power he's got and had the power he's had for as long, and you look at Israel to be the smallest country they are, to be one of the most powerful countries they are, is really impressive. And I know it has nothing to do with Netanyahu. It goes back to the Bible and all that stuff. But is that even the Israelites that they are talking about in the Bible? That's the biggest question I've seen lately.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, there's actually, and this is not like back and forth. I was reading up, and for everybody that wants to know, I was looking at, when during Easter, what is, because, you're, look at that. And guess what? It would have hit take profit on the other one too. So the hell with you. Anyway, I was just looking to see where today's Jews stood with the Christian faith, because, the Jews were promised a spot in heaven and all that good stuff. This is not religious, just so anybody freaks out for. This is more
historical,
informational, that kind of stuff. I just want to see where it stood. So, and did not realize there was a big argument over. So, if you're Jewish, you're technically Israelite, right? That's what it stands for. That's the main meaning. And the thing I was trying to figure out is, well, if you to get into heaven, you're supposed to believe in Jesus, believe he died for your sins, all that. But Jews don't believe that. And the argument's been, well, Jews have been promised a spot in heaven. Well, if you actually look at it, and historical books back this up, scientists back this up, they're actually not promised a spot in heaven. They're promised a spot. You're like, whoa, I never really thought of it that way. What spot are they promised? It's interesting. And also, if you read the Bible, if you go into Revelation, it says that even the Jews are supposed to repent and believe that Messiah came in order to get into heaven. Like, all right, well, where are we at? Are we in a different place right now? Where's that place we're at? And don't get me started on Catholics and purgatory and all that, because purgatory is actually not in the Bible for born-again Christians. So I don't understand why they think purgatory. I think purgatory was meant for Jewish people. Now, this is like I said, this is not biblical belief so much as looking at, and look, you can argue the fact whether you believe Jesus was this, Jesus that, religion, all of it. The thing that gets me is it's never been disproven. Think about that. The resurrection has never been disproven. You got scientists who can prove that a mosquito bit a damn elephant 2 million years ago and caused whatever to happen, but they can't disprove this one thing. It seems like it should be easy to disprove. They can't disprove it.
Yeah,
Take it for what it's worth.
that's a valid statement. I will say you're pulling out all the stops to get this 100 bots, and I appreciate it immensely.
Yeah. I do what I can do. Take our mind off things. Guess what happens? We move.
We move.
You never know what you're going to hear when you jump into this damn YouTube channel. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, but welcome to
we are keeping up with the we're coming in with a non-biased view as far as what to expect on the show, and that's what we do.
Yeah,
you're getting a ripper on the old Spy Tide.
Yeah, I wish I would have kept that. Damn, that one long is really gonna piss me off.
Yeah,
we are gonna lock that account up. I don't give a shit what you think about it. If you think that's good, bad, indifferent, I'm locking that bad boy up. Whoa. I did not realize that.
No.
I forgot to clear those orders out. We do not want to be short. Not yet. They might come back. Everything is saying don't do that. So look, all right, here's another deal. Let's look at it. You got that move there. That's the break. That's the break of the higher high, right?
Yep.
You could even look here if you want to be safer. This might be a better place to be safer. I'm saying if it comes back to here, I'm going to look to go long in this account again.
Bessent is talking in 15 minutes. Just
let him come on. He's going to say something that's going to rip this market once I get into a long.
I imagine he's probably going to talk. Well, Letnick did mention that Bessent is only in charge of China. So.
And that's all he's got to be in charge of, because if he says China shit, it's anything positive, it's going to happen. And look, I should have done the other pullback, Roy.
Yeah.
I went for the safer play, boys and girls. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I need to go touch some grass, and I'm really going to piss Roy off on this one. I'll be back.
That's
You can leave. Look, you can leave and talk about this all you want to. I'll be right back. Y'all watch, see if it plays out. If it works, if it doesn't work, I'm okay with it. I'll be back.
Well, that monster. Let's take a look. So he's got his buy around the 80 range. So we'll keep an eye on that on our chart. As you can see, just kind of an uptrend. It's kind of broke out of that zone, had a retest of the zone. Just a quality long play with a little bit of news to back it up. Apple, gross still. Just not good on Apple. If Apple does join the party, look out. This market will absolutely rip. NVIDIA has a little bit of a reversal candle forming on this guy. Down 1% though. Apple down over 3%. Microsoft 0.34 up. Could you be seeing some rotation from Apple to Microsoft? Google, same deal. Kind of flagging up here. Bull flag. Up 0.5%. Amazon's down 1%, but it is curling up. Same deal with Meta. Could be bull flagging up here. Had a nice move off the open. Nice retest on the 8. Tesla kind of has that Apple look, just kind of dropping hard. So is that on the back of that China news from Trump yesterday that maybe talks aren't going to happen this week about trade? We'll keep an eye on it. Bitcoin, basically flat. Not really much doing. Solana, same drop, and then it's kind of grinding up here. Let's see. TLT, slightly red. Well, not slightly, down almost percent. Here's your indicator. Gold ripping 2.5%. Gold moves on safety Gold moves on war news. Could it be a sign of things to come with Iran? Could it be a sign of things to come with Taiwan? Yeah, so keep an eye on gold. IWM, small cap, slightly red, but curling up. Looks like it wants to complete that kind of gap down it had from this morning. It has entered the gap, didn't quite fill it. We'll see if it can. Let's see. Micron, slightly red. Intel, slightly red. Palantir's got earnings today after hours, as Bonnie mentioned. We'll see what happens with that. AMD has earnings tomorrow after the close. It's bull flagging up over $100, almost 101. Good for that. DJT, slightly red. IBM, slightly green. Just kind of a mixed bag all around today. What you are seeing, though, is tech, big tech, kind of holding up everything. Burke, no surprise there, down 4.5% on the Buffett news. And some other ones that I just keep around that I haven't cleared out. All right, we'll take a look. We are just kind of chopping, grinding higher here. You had a candle by candle on the long side here on the 10-minute. It looks like it played out. This could be a continuation to that move. This white line here is anchored VWAP from Friday. So it's 56.94.75. So if you get above that, that means your average buyer from the open on Friday to now will be green. So that is what anchored VWAP indicates. And anchored VWAP today has proven as support, just kind of wicked down to it, never really closed below it at all, actually, today, at least on the 10-minute chart. So that is a strong signal. So we're going to keep an eye on this. We'll zoom in a little bit. Getting a little overextended on the 10-minute. Let's see what the 5-minute shows. 5-minute, still got some room. So you're seeing that 8 on the 5 just kind of bending up, really just broken away from VWAP and anchored VWAP as well. And I'm going to mute Monty just in case he's yelling. That way we could have a little pullback forming. Is it going to fill him? We're looking at that 80 level. 80.50. It's basically the bottom of this candle. We did just form a new 10-minute candle. So seeing weakness here, that means the 5-minute candle will probably be starting out a little engulfing. You got 2 minutes left on this candle. So I guess it's been a minute. We're just paying attention. How's the Nike trade? So I actually closed it on Friday for a slight loss. I lost about $150 on the trade. So why did I close it? Nike just could not get any momentum. Let me take and pull up that chart. Just could not get it going. So let's see. I sold it at the open on Friday. So I actually didn't do too bad. Here, I sold it on this wick up here, and then of course it ripped higher. So what I'm frustrated with Nike is it just cannot enter this gap and push up. So I had about 30 days left. Sorry, I muted you, Monty. I had about 30 days left on my contract, and no, about 20 days left on my contract. I was getting a bit skittish because I needed it to move, and it just looked like the tariff news is just grinding away. So I will look to re-enter Nike if we can get into this gap and have some sort of volume and momentum. But right now, I just took the small L, and I'll reconvene as we see fit. Going back to this trade. And yeah, you in a trade? Did it hit you? I did. Oh, you moved it up. I was going to say. Did I lose you?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't.
You had
but Talk about
Ah.
him.
Hold on. What was that? Bessent said something. We'll get to hymns in a second.
I'm just frustrated now.
Well,
I had the perfect entry. I tried to be way too conservative with it. And we could have had, I mean, it's 7-8 points. It's not,
we're
great,
pushing.
bad.
I'm going to flip to the market tide real quick. We'll get to that hymns question in a second. But you look at market tide and you're seeing that kind of breakaway, right? The volume's kicked up. That's Coors Light. And we're pushing up from
I
there.
do not drink Coors Light. So that
Sorry,
is,
Miller Light. There
you go. Don't put that shit on me. I tried drinking Coors Light all night and it was not good. I was questioning everybody's thought process while they drink that. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Most light beers taste alike. That one does not.
We'll get you a Kingfisher for all my Indian friends out there.
Where's lead? Let's buy some IPA weird shit. I am not
Chocolate.
an IPA drinker either, so you guys know.
All
And
right,
worst thing ever, you go to a brewery and they're like, I don't know what I like. And they're like, what do you like? I drink Miller Lite. Oh, this is just like it. And it's never just like it. It's never even similar.
I think, well, you're not in a trade.
Neither. Good to hear you. Good to chime in.
Yeah, good old. So I'm going to take a look at hymns. Well, we'll keep an eye on the ES. Do you have an entry that you would like to go? Because it has ripped away from you. And obviously it's hitting resistance of this 90 level. Puts are dropping hard. I didn't even check what Bessent said anything.
I haven't seen there's nothing coming across the wire, so nothing.
I mean, he going for it.
I just deleted that just with disgust.
All right, we'll do a little quick chart analysis on hymns. Let's see what you can see, Monty. We've got this is the 10-minute intraday chart. Holy shit.
Go to the daily.
So we're going to go to the daily. We're going to have all my stuff distracting. Okay.
You drive me crazy not keeping it on auto. Go to the bottom. See ADJ is. Change that.
Which one?
Oh. Yeah. Now it's going to adjust. It should adjust to your. You got that highlight. It should adjust to your screen. There you go. And never look. Don't pull over here. If you want to look, just mouse in out.
What?
Mouse. Use your mouse. Scroll your mouse. Scroll your mouse in and out.
Like.
We'll scroll on your mouse. Scroll down.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
The more you know. All right. So we have we had a downtrend, consolidation, breakout. Really is what I want to see Nike do. You had a gap up, reject, didn't fill the gap back down. Got close.
You got a gap up top.
And you got a gap here.
You got a gap there, and you got a gap above that too, a little one. But look at that. So if you take the wicks out, right? So go from the base of the candle, the red candle, to the base of that green candle, or the base of the green down to the red. You pretty much got your big fair value gap there. So that would be your target. If I was in it long, I would be looking for it to get up there to my target. Yeah, I don't like that one because that one's already pretty much filled. You see those candles right there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That top one has not been filled at all. So that's where I would look, where your majority of your orders should be sitting at if it does pop. This is the quickest 2-second analysis you can ever get with it. But I do like, Roy called it, I can't point at it, but that base there, you're there, all that gave you a good sign that we should have had something coming. When you see that, the break either way, it should continue, even knowing you had this following gap up, then you had a red day after that. Then you had 2 green days. Now you got a red day now with limited volume on this red day so far. If your volume is lower overall on this candle, if even if this finishes red, if your volume is lower on today than it was Friday, it would be a good entry in my little thesis brain is to look for a long at that point. I know HIMS has been popular. It's been a meme. It is all talked about on Twitter and Substacks. I mean, I get Substack notifications every day where somebody's mentioning HIMS and something, just because it's the popular pick now. You have to be careful when you are following the crowd on plays like that because you can be caught in some exit liquidity. Because I'm gonna tell you, if Twitter's talking about it, somebody's selling you the shit, and there's a reason they're selling to you. So you have to be really careful when you're into popular trades like that. I don't hate it. Like that pullback actually looks really good to go long. I would actually give myself plenty of time. So at least a month out, I'll keep my delta around 35%. So if I'm looking for a long, I can look at HIMS real quick. Let me look at the options here that I want to see. I know you can show options there. I don't want to see their options on there because I can actually read it better here. Let me pull HIMS up.
Oh, I didn't know Tim's gives they give a dividend? Oh, no dividend. Just never paid dividend. Sorry.
Let's go to options. So today is May the expiration this week is May 9th. So we'll look at June 6th. I would probably go out further than this just because it could play out. If I'm looking for a call though, I am going to look for why is my delta not there? It is there now. And there we go. So where's delta on here? So I would look, you could actually look at the 50 call. The 50 call is around $300, around $3, 305 to 330. You got a delta of 36.3670, which is very good delta. Which delta tells you if it pops, every dollar it pops, your contract's going to go up by that much. So that is definitely, and you get room to play with it. You can actually go closer if you want to. You go a little further out. I would like the 50 call for at least June the 6th or out. Gives you time to play. I'd probably go July. I'd probably give it 2 months just because if you look how it hadn't really popped a ton. And then on July, I'm saying you're still going to have. Let's look at July. Let's go to July 18th. Let's look at Delta. You could actually go with the 55 call, and man, it's 36 Delta. And it's about 50 cents more per contract. Roy likes to go in the money. I like to go out of the money, but I like to keep Delta tight. So I don't want my Delta to be anything below 35. I want to look at on Delta if I'm trading options.
Yeah, I'd say be careful with HIMS for just technical analysis wise. These types of companies, the fundamentals definitely matter. They had positive news with this Wegovy Novo Nordisk partnership. However, if you dig a little deeper in that partnership, they are charging like $550 a month to get that. So if you use HIMS, you have to pay that much to get the drug or to get the treatment. So as generics come out and things like that, with that particular instance, you got to be careful that it's not as positive of news as they make it out to be. However, we'll see on their earnings call what their guidance shows and all that. You are playing earnings. I have a rule. I don't play earnings.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't play earnings. We sometimes accidentally play earnings because for like some of these smaller companies, I didn't realize that they had it. That's just poor due diligence on my end. But if you're far enough out, if you're a believer in it long term, earnings don't matter. You just, you buy the dips, you keep going. But if you're trading it and you're trying to get a home run, which I never suggest anyone try to do, but if you're trading it, just be careful today. This thing could easily open up at $29 tomorrow, then it could be at $50, or it could just be 40 and everything. That's why playing what Monty suggests out to June at least gives you a chance. If you open up flat and things like that, you're not going to get hit too hard.
Well, those, and what I'm telling you there, those are just some rules that I use if I'm looking at trading. I'm with Roy. I do not trade earnings. When's their earnings?
Today.
Oh, yeah. You could actually, I would not touch him at all today. I would wait till tomorrow and play an IV flush.
Yeah. Now, if you have shares of him, today would be a good day to do a covered call.
Yes.
Lay out in the money.
I would wait. Oh, but since talking now, I got to be up. Trump's tax legislation will prevent Main Street tax hike by making small business deductions permanent. Will restore 100% expensing for equipment, expand full expensing to factory construction, provide tax credits, deductions for research and innovation. U.S. markets are anti-fragile. Never heard anybody say anti-fragile.
Anti-fragile.
It's never a bad time to invest in America.
Why don't you just say strong?
Anti-fragile twice.
Anti-fragile. That's a good
Trump's
one.
tariff cuts and deregulation agendas are interlocking parts to drive long-term investment in the U.S. economy. Oh, boy. There was your entry off the 8.
Some word salad. Dickard had a long.
Didn't come back, but he said the key thing that brought it down real quick, he mentioned tariffs. Obviously, algos are still looking for that word. That is a negative word to algos. They hear tariffs. It reacted accordingly. We're going to see if we can get the pull back down here to where we want to enter at. I guess that needs to be up a slight. Ooh, not that far, baby. Don't go up there. Right there. And it still might not feel. It might pop right back up. You had a pop here and put premiums. Your volume took a little dip. We saw that on the chart. Everything happened at the same time. Tide is still seems to be lagging a little bit. But that's okay, as long as we know how to do it. Oh, the U.S. rejects Japan full exemption from reciprocal tariffs.
Ooh.
The U.S. will consider lowering the 14% Japan-specific tariff. Okay. I don't understand all that, but it's neither here nor there. It's in red, so that means it's important. And that came from Japan news, not American news. Well, Dickard, good long then. Glad you're still holding it. Glad you scaled out, took some profit on it. You will never go broke taking profit, and you will never go broke if you can trail this bad boy up. So that is great, great sign there. We did enter the long on the take profit trader, so I'm looking for, if we can get to around the 96, 95, 96, that'll get me $300 in another test account. And my stop is at 79.75. Here's the whole U.S. rejects Japan deal. Officials, including Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, told Japan's top negotiator, Russell Okazawa, in their meeting in Washington last week that the administration of President Donald Trump intends to put only a cut in the 14% country-specific tariffs suspended through early July on the negotiating table, the sources said. The U.S. side stressed in the second round of negotiations that it will only consider extending the 90-day suspension of lowering the 14% tariff depending on progress of their talks, according to the sources.
Yeah, that's not good.
That is not the most positive news we got today so far.
Yeah, that's not good because you want the smoothest conversations and negotiations to be with your allies, and Japan has definitely been that. So
I deleted that order there.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe look, like we can read this wrong, it can go up. Yeah, I don't like that news. Don't like that news at all, actually.
Go live. So thanks him is unquestionably Momo, but I like the stock. If you're holding shares, by all means, I do not hate that at all. You can ask Roy. I've been playing a lot more commons here lately, just for the long term thing. Sell some options here or there. If you get over 100, sell them out of the money. That way, if you get hit, you're making damn good money on it, but you don't mind losing them. I still hate to lose. I hate when they exercise my options. It's just a pet peeve of mine. But it's only happened. It happened a couple times. It happened to them. Happened with Weaver back in the day. Weber, sorry, I don't know if everybody remembers the Weber
Oh yeah.
bandwagon. I bought a couple thousand shares of Weber and sold the shit out of cover calls on it and made really good money off of it. And then guess what? The hype was over with, and I lost my shares, and everything was great.
Yeah.
So if you own shares, selling cover calls is actually a good thing to do. You remember when Weber was going crazy? Look, Weber's if you ever look into Weber's a solid company. Very solid company.
Yeah.
Let's see what old Mancini said here. Volatility remains low in the ES, but finally getting some follow through. 56.7582 is the magnet as posted. Not our magnet. Well, I guess it is because I had my order 82 forever. What's I posted this reclaim. We'll see 56.84 first target hit. 56.98 is the second if he wants more. Big resistance more than there, then back to 57.20. Sell under today's lows. I agree. So anybody that wonders why I follow my team, me and Roy talked about this beforehand. It's just for confirmation of my thinking. And when he says exactly what I'm thinking, it's like, okay, I feel good. Him and there's a couple of them I do that. Him and Frogman, NASA. When your levels match up with NASA, you just sit back like, can't tell me shit. I know everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
NASA is the man.
NASA's the man. He's also honest, true, transparent. Fantastic.
Now look, he had to delete a tweet, but it's not going to be a tweet that matters. He'll do something stupid, and then probably the next day he's going to tell you he deleted that tweet.
Yeah.
Or hell, he might even tell you right then, hey, delete that tweet. People were taking it wrong. One thing about him, he does not want you to take a trade or do something because he felt like you did it because of him. So that's why he will say something sometimes and he'll delete it. Like, I don't want people chasing just because of that. And the man still drives a damn, like everybody talks about Buffett driving his Buick. Well, Frogman still drives his nasty ass Buick too, by the way.
Yeah.
It does. He will tell you it does have leather seats. Driving that old ragged ass Buick, wearing a watch that costs 10 times as much as the car does.
Yeah. I respected him. I love that he found an autograph on eBay of Jerome Powell. Yeah. He had a business card autographed by Jerome Powell. He bought it on eBay. I was like, that is amazing.
Look, he is funny, but if you don't like the word bro, do not follow him. Because you're going to hear bro a lot.
His Discord was a very sought after invitation. It was invite only for a while. You couldn't buy your way in.
Is it still invite only, or did he change it?
I think he's opened it up a bit more. I think they're a little bit loose.
Oh, it used to be a thing like, hey, within the next 36 hours, I'm dropping the invite, but you got to figure it out. And man, the people will be going crazy trying to figure it out.
And he's good. Still is good. He's honest and
Sure.
true. What I've always respected about
If
him.
you want to trade options, he is the man to follow the trade options.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't want to take people away from our stream, but if you want to follow his live voice on his Discord, it's worth a listen. It's, like I said, you got to be able to take bro. You'll hear bro a lot.
I'm a little surprised at the market right now, holding up here. I think that's a bullish side.
Yeah, I like it actually, but I
don't like that news.
I can't pull the trigger yet because CBD has not done anything to the positive side. It's kind of, I mean, it hadn't went negative, but it's holding like 35 to 37 to 4,000 in that range.
We just got
not really breaking down, not popping up. You got
Fed
orders.
Sorry, Fed bids for 6 months just hit.
Why today? 4.1 and 4.6. That's not anything crazy. So that's right in line. We are getting to the time where we should see this is setting up perfectly for a long just because of the timing. Usually into the 10:30 time frame, we get a pop if it's not already popping. So this is setting up pretty good for a pop back up. I'm still in this trade over here on this combine or this test account or where the hell it is. We're taking some heat on it, of course, but we're still here just hanging out.
Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in too.
Yeah,
it was not an easy entries this morning.
All 7 real people, y'all are the heroes. And the 60 bots. I love 60 bots here. I'm telling you, our goal is to get 100 bots in this stream. So we might have to figure something out to get more bots. I want more bots.
We got a tank top tomorrow.
Well, I'm tempted to take long. I just don't like the candles. I don't like how it rejected up here. That's one thing that concerns me. But we are kind of flagging here too. So you son of a bitch. It's not going to pop yet.
No, yeah, pop. I think it's. You had a Tide is really useless today, to be honest. I mean, it's.
There's some days that it is, and today's. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only thing it did right then is keep me from entering a trade, which means I probably should just cut it off. I don't even see it right now because.
Yeah. And
the trade has not played out. But if you remember, I was talking about right here that, this might be a good spot. Now it's only 2 points up, 3 points up. So it hadn't ran away and it come right back down. But it did keep me from entering there. And I don't really like that. So, because I think this thing is going to pop back up. And if it does, if it breaks that 91.50, well, let's look left, boys and girls. You got this 97 area, which you can see that's been a spot. And then, of course, you got the sniper level 5700. I had a feeling this morning. I started to say it. Don't know why I didn't say it. Dogs ready to weekend on a 4-win streak since Fire and Petbull. Oh, my God. Yeah, didn't y'all play Missouri this weekend? I'm going to look this up because I think y'all played Missouri this weekend. And if y'all played Missouri this weekend, I would not brag because if I'm not mistaken, Missouri is winless in the SEC.
Why are you looking at that?
Right. Kentucky, that's right. Kentucky.
Not bad.
So that was actually a good one. That probably eliminated Mingione from being your head coach, which is good because I don't think he's good, but I can't stand that guy. Can't stand it. I think he is horrible. Horrible. I put him and Tim Corbin and Vanderbilt in the same boat, which is not a very good boat to be in. Tim Corbin makes his team do logistics between innings out on the field. It's annoying as shit. And they have a whisper. And look at this.
Here's your sign here. I think you really want to pay attention is Apple. If Apple can turn the corner here, it's scraping the bottom of the barrel as far as, I mean, it's down 3%. If it joins the Mag 7 on a move up, it's got a long way to go to fill that close. So 205. I wouldn't say it's probably getting to 205, but breaks 200. Look out. And this could be your kind of guiding light with ES as it's moving up. So keep an eye, all eyes on Apple. Apple is the Mississippi State of the Mag 7.
No. Well, what the hell? Why the hell would you say that?
It's a laggard.
We're going to talk about. Let's start talking about how good Florida is. Florida's this. You don't like it, do you?
No, I don't like that.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
They're like that other prop firm that remains nameless. Except I probably like that other prop firm a little bit better.
You know what's going to end up.
One thing State's got going for them, it's got friends like Harry and my buddy Neil and Rusty and Trey. So I pull for you guys. I do not pull for your school.
Do you know what's going to end up happening, don't you? In like a year or so, we're going to have our own prop firm.
No,
we're gonna create.
No, I don't want. Look at this son of a bitch. Just
look at this thing ripping. We're gonna call it not Apex. I think you're hitting some resistance here, but whew. Oof.
Let's just draw a line right here.
Yeah.
Right there. I did not enter that trade. Let's draw a line right there. 84. There you go. That's perfect. So on this weekend, he still looked beats from mullet toss. I don't know why, Harry, because this was his most tame mullet toss ever. Yeah, he told me he saw him. So he sent us a picture. I saw his garage, and he's got a table, and he's got all the. Harry, what'd you say? Asked, will you making meth now or something? He said it in the group. I got to read this message because it was actually funny. Anybody don't know, this is our buddy Suave. He says, my buddy Harris came over today and asked if I was cooking meth or if I was a terrorist. And then he said, shit smokes me before on the table. I probably just got on a watch list for that text, by the way. There, said he was getting old. Walter White looking him. Yes. This is the first time he actually acted old at Molotov. So I was left fending, fighting, battling by myself. Me and Cooper. Let me think about that. Me and old Coop. If it breaks this high, I'm going to tell you, we're going, I mean, it's no doubt. We're going to end up here at least. Probably going to test 5,700. That's what I wanted to say earlier. I didn't say. Would not be surprised at all if we tested. Bless you, 5,700. While we have 65 people here, 5 real people and 60 bots, I want to say happy belated birthday to our good friend Roy. Didn't promote it. He didn't. He just casually told me it was a birthday. I'm like, oh, well, you get a birthday shout out.
Thanks, man.
So here's your birthday shout out. His present yesterday was updated strategy.
Yeah, see?
It's the gift keeps on giving.
What a guy. All right, I think on that note, man, I'm going to do something stupid. I don't want to, so I'm going to take a break. I think that's good to wrap it up.
We've been going an hour and 40 minutes. I know we're just going to call it. How about that?
I think that works. Everybody, guys, we'll leave it open for a minute or so if you got any last-minute questions. Obviously, wacky start to the day. You got your breakout. Candles are pretty big. We did hit some trades on the green. On the day, I'm up $400 on a combine and $115 on an XFA. I have not
And I
traded
got
it a
money
second FXV. Go ahead.
locked at 204. I got this one is still down. We're still looking for entry. I didn't take it here because I'm a big old, And
Yeah.
we'll share that the word does not mean what you think it does. Who knew?
Yeah.
I think, was this 400 ups and 400 up, 417 up in a test account. And then I'm barely green in the other one right now. We'll probably turn red here in a minute. We're just going to hold it till it either hits our profit or hits our stop loss. So I don't like that. Security
Apple.
values and title partners will remain. That's not a bad thing.
Well, that's good. Good position to go live.
Yeah, that's not bad. Don't
Small position.
don't hate it.
Don't hate it. Good job. Just be careful. It is earnings, but you're all right. Not bad at all.
Be careful. We're going to enter here again. We'll see what happens. Oh, I got 5. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to put this up here. Way up here. See if they can break 5,700. You see, guys, I'm holding this. This is a one trade. If it hits my stop down here, I'm done. If it hits my take profit way up there, I'm done. I might trail it if it starts to move up decent. I don't have faith in this trade right now. Probably should have taken it there, but it is what it is. I got plenty to play with.
Apple coming back a hair, so just keep an eye on that guy.
Yep. So that's where we're at. Tune in tomorrow to see where we finish. Bum, bum, bum. Little teaser.
All right, guys. We appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. We thank you, all of you, for joining. Like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. We're having a good time. Hope you guys are too. Stay safe, trade safe, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Peace out.